Evening everybody, and welcome to another video from the tool room. This is Dan here, and today we are going to be looking at stubby screwdrivers. Since the dawn of time, man has struggled to get stubborn little screws out of tight gaps. Hence was born the stubby screwdriver. Unfortunately, these are the only two stubby screwdrivers I own. One is a pretty poor quality JCB one, which was part of a £10 set of about 10 screwdrivers, and one of them is a Toolstation's own brand forged steel screwdriver, which is actually okay, but it's a bit big. Now, I decided that because of this, if I was going to start doing these tool reviews, I needed to treat myself to a decent stubby, and I thought, well, why not, if I'm going to do that, get myself a VDE one from Wiha. Now this is the Wiha Slim Vario, and it is the Wiha Slim Vario 4-piece set for including this one. So we get the sizes of, we get a PH2, we get a PZ2, and we get a 0.6 by 3.5 mil flathead. I wouldn't particularly have chosen to have this PZ2. I'd rather have had a sort of either a larger flathead or a larger posi drive, really. I'm not really sure how much I'll use the PZ2. Don't really come across those screws in the UK that often, if I'm honest. First impressions of this, yeah, it seems really nice. It seems really well machined. The bits seem really nice on it. I have had a couple of these Slim Vario sets before. The handle feels really comfortable to hold. It feels very solid. Doesn't feel like it's gonna, sort of wear out anytime soon. It feels like a tool that will, your typical German-made tool, really. It feels like a tool that'll really last a long time and do you well for a number of years. So that's why I went for the Wiha brand. That said, I have had a couple of Wiha Slim Vario sets in the past. I've had the larger set and I've had the smaller set. Now, both have suffered with one problem, and one of them have suffered with another problem, and one of these problems this shares. The first problem is, with both sets I've had, that these bits have been so difficult to get out. I don't know whether it's a machining problem or what, but sometimes when you put these bits in here, they're so difficult to get out, I've actually had to get a pliers to get them out with on some of my Slim Vario sets. This one doesn't seem to suffer with that, thankfully. The bits do pull out nice and easily. It only looks difficult, obviously, because I'm holding the phone with one hand, so it's a bit more difficult with just using my one hand. But if you use two hands, it's dead easy to get in and out. These don't have the sort of locking mechanism like the larger screwdrivers have on them on the Slim Vario interchangeable range. That's not necessarily a bad thing. These stay in fine, they're not going to fall out. It's absolutely fine. And I did find that you kind of accidentally unlocked it when you were using it quite a lot as well. So I did actually change my set for the Vera set, the 18-piece set, and there was a good reason for that. Now, if you buy the bigger set of the Vihas, the Slim Varios, you get a nice little pouch to keep things in, even with some spare bits in them. However, if you buy the smaller sets, you don't get a pouch to keep your screwdriver or your bits in. So that means that they're just going to get lost, aren't they? They are absolutely 100% certain to get lost. And my old set I had, you buy the smaller set of the larger screwdriver and you don't get a pouch. You buy a small set of Vera screwdrivers, you get a pouch of them. You buy various other makes, you get a pouch of them. I mean, is it really going to cost that much more Wiha on the manufacturing process to make a little pouch for it? I'd happily pay a couple of quid more to get a pouch. I mean, where'd you put the bits? Where'd you put them? I used to have like one of my daughter's little baubles and hold them all together in my pocket with that, and now I have to sort of stick them in my fire alarm key box because there's just nowhere to keep them. It's really off-putting, Wiha. It really is. If you're listening to this, please provide a pouch. Provide a pouch for future ones. But anyway, that's the negatives out of the way. This I really like. Apart from that, size-wise compared to my other ones, if I put the forged steel one up, the forged steel one's a little bit shorter, but it's far fatter. But again, it is a little bit better for getting into those tight gaps, isn't it? and the JCB one is just smaller in every way really, so again easier to get in those tighter gaps. However, there is, you know, you've got to allow a little bit of length really for the interchangeable shaft here for it. Did they have to make them quite this long? I don't know. They have to tell you what it is, I guess, and maybe it wouldn't be as strong if it wasn't quite as long, but it is slightly longer. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was slightly worried it was going to be longer than this. So yeah, I'm reasonably pleasantly surprised with this. So this is the brief overview of this. Feels like a really nice quality tool, typical German quality. Feels just like their other screwdrivers to hold. And I do find, to be fair, Wiha's normal screwdrivers are larger than other brands. This is a set I bought. This is part of a set I bought. Now, you can say, oh yeah, but some screwdrivers need to be longer than others, Dan, because, you know, it is good to have some long screws. Well, this is part of a set I bought that weren't a long set. And if you compare this to the interchangeable Wiha here, sorry, the Wiha to the interchangeable Vira here, you can see that this is the same size end, but that is considerably larger than the Vira one. So yeah, they do tend to have slightly larger screwdrivers, I find, in general. The interchangeable ones are really nice size, the Slim Vario one, and I'd actually say aesthetically perhaps the interchangeable Wiha sort of feels a fair bit nicer than the Vira one. Apart from, I do really like the Vira handles. I'm quite a big fan of them. So yeah, I finally own then a 1000-volt VDE stubby screwdriver of a good quality, and it really does feel it. Recommend this. I got this from eBay. It was £22.99, free postage, and yeah, pleased with it. I'll let you know how I get on with it and what it's like to use, and if I have any trouble getting into gaps. Just to mention, these slim ends, they are very useful for you know, fitting into certain electrical ports. You can see that the Vira ones are slightly wider, and you get the same sort of width end on the larger screwdrivers as well. They're all these Slim Vario ones, but the larger ones are obviously got longer shafts, but it's the same width, and they are very useful for sitting into those tight gaps. You know, they can make all the difference. You know, on certain jobs, on certain panels you might be using where you need these to be thinner, because they're either going to fit or they're not, aren't they? Well, thank you for listening to this. I'll let you know how I get on with this screwdriver. Like I say, had this brand new today. On the whole, very pleased with it, but downsides, we need someone to keep these bits. These will be probably lost by the next time I speak to you. So we'll have to try and look after them as best we can. If anyone can actually put any comments in, if they have any of these Slim Vario screwdrivers, the smaller sets which don't come with the cases, if anyone can leave any comments about what they do to keep theirs together so they don't lose their bits, then let me know. That'd be really helpful. Until then, thanks for listening. Please like, please subscribe. I'm a new channel. It would really help me out if people would do that, just to give me a foot forward. And then I can put out loads more videos and hopefully take your comments on board on ways to improve them, things you'd like to see, things you'd like me to do, and we can go from there. Thanks a lot for listening, guys. See you later.